Hey everyone, it's Lachlan here for Focal Friday, and I wanted to address a couple questions we had this week regarding SEO, which can always be a bit of a interesting subject. I know a lot of photographers out there are really scared of like SEO and how to work SEO. But today I just wanted to actually give you like a really easy example to work on specifically. A lot of you guys have your focal websites and they've been up for a little while now, and you're starting to probably see some data in your Google Search Console. And if you haven't ever looked at this, I wouldn't be surprised. But I would definitely sort of give it a shot and see how things are going, and maybe try out some of the recommendations in this video. So the first thing I want to talk about is essentially just getting, sort of the landscape of your Google Search Console. So I recommend just going into the Performance tab, going into your search results, and just, looking at like a range from however far back you want. But this site has been up for a bit of time now, so I'm going to go for 6 months. What you're going to see here is like for a long time it was just really like flat, and then it started to get some traction. And so impressions here are really important. This is just like the number of times that your website is showing up when somebody's searching. So if I'm typing in, for example, I'm in Victoria right now, so I'm just gonna type in Victoria wedding photographer. When this person comes up here, that is an impression for them. So it's just them showing up on the Google Search Console. That's what an impression is, and obviously click is when they actually click through your site. And so these impressions are really important, and what we're going to do is start to scroll down here and look at some of the queries. So these are the search terms that this photographer's website is showing up for. So you might see one here like engagement photo shoot tips. They've got Dallas elopement packages. I'm just going to go over to the next page now. Renaissance Hotel Richardson. So this is something that I talk about a lot, which is, anytime you put up a new gallery or a new blog post, I always recommend you talk about that shoot in terms of, the venue, because people are often searching things like this, like the Renaissance Hotel, in Richardson, Texas. If I click on this one, it's going to actually show me all the impressions that this one search term is getting. And then I can actually look at the pages as well to see which page is actually ranking and showing up. And so one recommendation here is essentially what you should do is if you go into your queries like I have, you're going to find queries that are already getting impressions. And I recommend you go in and actually just improve that blog post. So if it's that Richardson hotel, Renaissance Hotel, maybe it's going back into that blog post and adding a couple paragraphs to talk about the pros and cons of that wedding venue. And you want to use keywords in there, like, in this case, it says location, Dallas, wedding photography, just talking generally about the hotel too. Is it a good wedding venue? What do you like about it as a wedding venue? Adding that content to the post is going to help it get more and more impressions, start to rank higher, get more clicks, and just drive more traffic to your website. So this is a really, really easy way for you to start kind of tackling SEO. You're not brainstorming ideas this way. You don't have to think up new creative blog post ideas. Just go into your search console, honestly look at the search terms, the queries that you're already ranking for, click into a query, see which page is showing up in Google search, and then just try improving it a little bit by adding some content to it. But this is exactly what I talk about in terms of, the focal sites. It is working here. The website is starting to show up in Google, and now it's your job to really improve the content so that Google wants to keep showing it higher and higher, and that's ultimately going to lead to more people coming to your website, more people discovering you, and more people booking you as a photographer. So that's it for this Focal Friday. Hopefully it wasn't a boring one, but we have been getting, a couple more questions now that folks have had their website for a little while. They want to start focusing more on SEO. Maybe they're seeing some benefits. We have some really, really successful photographers that are seeing some really great benefits from SEO. I just wanted to give you a really good optimization tip for this one. And lastly, I just wanted to leave you guys off with a little note that if you have any questions about SEO or about any of this at all, please just comment below, and I'll do my very best to answer your questions and give you some advice there. Cheers. Have a good Friday.